Hello, I'm Pastor Chris Burrish from Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, and as a pastor in the Palis community, one of the neat things is that I get to be involved and find out about all types of amazing agencies and organizations in the Palis community doing some really great work that's affecting people's lives in powerful ways. As we talk to them, one of the things that we always hear is we wish more people knew about us. We wish we could help even more people. And so that's the premise of our program, the Community Bridge, wherein we introduce you to programs, agencies, and activities in the Palis community that are making a profound difference and might be able to make the difference in your life or into the life of somebody that you know. Today, I'm joined with a member of our congregation, Linda Hubbard. Thanks, Linda, for being here. And you're going to share something about something that's coming up at Good Shepherd here in September that is really powerful, amazing, and doing a lot of good things. So thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been at Good Shepherd?
I am a retired medical technologist. I've been pretty much born and bred in Palis Park. I lived there pretty much all my life. I am an avid gardener and married 48 years and loving life right now as being retired.
Congratulations on both the marriage as well as being retired.
Yep.
So you've been around in Palis for quite some time. There's a lot of things I'm sure you've been involved with. Is there anything in particular that stands out?
Besides the big build, just a small community. Just you know, our church, number one, has been a large part of our life now that we've moved back from Tinley. We were in Tinley for 8 years, but now that we're here, Good Shepherd has been pretty much our steering ship for a lot of things that we do.
Great. So you mentioned the big build, and that's why I really wanted to have you come on, because it really is a neat event, a neat opportunity for people to get involved and to make a profound difference. Can you share a little bit about what is the big build?
The big build is, in short term, getting together and doing a mission work where we build and framed walls for a home for a needy family. Anywhere in the United States pretty much, and we're basically, it's the starting part of that home. So we build the walls and contribute to the roof, and that's in a nutshell, you know, basically.
Yeah, and where does all this take place?
Well, we do ours at Good Shepherd Church in Palis Heights, although you can do them pretty much anywhere. Any organization can do it, but we do ours right in the church parking lot at church.
Neat. How did you get involved with the big build? How did it come about?
Well, probably we started with the mission trips, and a couple from church, Bill and Martha Hauk, are the ones that originated us going on mission trips right after Katrina. They decided we want to just get in our cars and drive to Biloxi, Mississippi and work on the disaster of Hurricane Katrina. So we did that for many years, and then we went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and worked on the floods that had happened there. And then we stumbled upon the big build, and the big build is so much less involved and something we could do here, and more of the immediate church family could participate, not just people that were able to travel and pay and physically do all the work. So that's how we originally kind of worked our way into that, and been doing that since 2011.
2011, wow. It's kind of a neat concept of, instead of everybody transporting themselves and materials,
yes,
you bring the people and the materials you need to where the people are, and then you do the work of framing the house, and then the house gets transported to wherever it is that it's going to be established or set up or finalized. So I take it there's obviously construction involved with it. Is background in construction something that's necessary in order to be involved with the big build?
No. We do try and get 9-10 team leaders who do have construction background, because we do need somebody that knows how to build and makes, you know, we can't build frames, walls that are not level or square. So we need 9-10 people that can actually read a blueprint and organize their individual groups, because we break into groups, and so they lead them into making the walls. But the rest of the time, the rest of the people can be anybody. They don't have to have any type of construction background. They just have to physically be able to do small details, hammering, carrying, things like that. So they don't need anything, and our organization we work with supplies them with all the tools they need.
Oh, so there's no real tools that are needed.
No.
You just kind of show up.
No.
You're given everything that you need and asked, hey, can you hammer this in? Can you
Yeah.
carry this from one place to the next?
Our team leaders, being that they're experienced, they like to bring their own tools, so they might bring their special hammers and tool belts, but as a regular, anybody who wants to volunteer, they don't have to bring anything.
Yeah, I know. As myself participating in it a few years, I invested in the knee pads.
Yes.
That was helpful to just be down there and doing.
Yes, we do
not
it on
because
we do it on the ground. So
yeah, not that it's an imposition or anything that'll keep you from participating in, but that's something I'm like, oh, I'm going to invest in this because it's a neat thing.
yes.
So, what do you see the morning of the big build? What does it look like?
Well, if we start with getting ready for the big build, Friday nights. We have it on. We actually do this on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, part of each day. So Friday night, we have a small group that gets together and prepares the wood. So we have people that will cut the wood with saws. We have, and that one we do require you to be 21 years old. We don't want kids playing with saws. So that is for a chosen few. And then we have people that use box cutters and staple guns to staple the vinyls on, which gives us a specific dimensions and all the markings that everybody needs to know what to put where. And then we have people that sort and carry the wood to us. They label the wood a certain number and letter, because everything has to have a letter and number. And then they carry it and they put it onto the certain spots along our parking lot. And that's pretty much Friday. Saturday, we have a small breakfast, and we have snacks and treats and drinks throughout the day that we supply. But Saturday morning, we'll have a introduction, and we'll have an explanation and all the rules and regulations of how to build, what not to do. And then we break into we do about 9 groups. And we break into about six people with one team leader in a group. And then everybody goes out, they're given their sheet with their wall to make. It's kind of like luck of the draw. You might get a real easy one, and you might get one with, bay windows in it. So it's kind of like you get your wall and you do it, and if you only do one wall that day, then that's what you do. So then everybody the nails and hammers start humming, and everybody just goes to work until it's done. And we're usually done by 12, 1 o'clock, depending on the size of the house. Sometimes we'll use 30 walls, have 30 walls to build, and sometimes we might have 55 walls to build. It all depends on the plan that the family has picked out.
Neat.
And then Sunday, actually at the end of that, when all the walls are done, we try and stand the house so that our parishioners can all come and see what it looks like. So then we'll have the guys put up all the walls and tack it together, and so you can see what it actually looks like.
Now, when you say a wall, are these like the full east wall of the house, or is it smaller sections?
They're smaller sections.
Okay.
I'm sure you could have a wall that's a closet wall, which is going to be this wide, or you can have one that's 5 times as big, and it'll be the one section.
Okay. So yeah, the walls tend to be, it seems like anywhere from 4 feet to 8 feet, maybe even 10 feet long, and then they get all nailed together. It's kind of neat. In many ways, it's like a Lego thing. You've got all the pieces, and you just got to put it together in the way that it's outlined. So, so what types of jobs do people have when they participate in the big build? What do people do?
Well, the ones on Friday night have specific jobs: the cutting and the stapling and sorting and carrying. On Saturday, it's kind of whatever. You might be hammering, because some people like to hammer, and everybody tries to hammer and to make the actual walls. But a lot of things are just, you need people to stand on the wall to hold everything in place. You need people to go and get the correct wood that you need. You need to, at the end, once your wall is built, The whole team usually gets together and lifts the wall and carries it over to a certain spot. One thing that they encourage is for children or kids that really can't do a whole lot, or people that really just want to participate, is they'll supply you with markers, and we write scriptures on the actual wood as we're building the walls. We can draw figures and inspirational things on it, and scripture writings, so that when the walls all get to the family, they see, they'll put their, things like love from Palos Heights or things like that, so that they know where it came from. They know the people, did this, for love for them, for helping them. Yeah. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's neat. It's neat to see. It's neat to see you. I mean, that's obviously a touching part of the experience for you, and I think it's phenomenal. Yeah. So,
as mission trips are, it's a very bonding, fulfilling type thing. And this we get to do here. We don't have to, we don't have to do any major traveling for weeks at a time. So it involves a lot of people. And
yeah, it is kind of neat, and the bonding that takes place over it is unique. And then I know there's other people that they help with snacks and bring in juice and things around.
We have a kitchen. We have a kitchen crew that helps with that and cleans up and what.
And then Sunday, what happens?
On Sunday, we'll have, in between our services, we'll do like a dedication and dedicate the house and pray on the house. And then we'll have 8 to 10 big guys that we recruit to pull the house walls apart, and then they load it onto usually a box truck or a flat truck, whatever the transportation's made, and then that will leave and go to its destination.
Fantastic. Now, speaking about the destinations, I'm aware that last year, wasn't it? It went to a place in Kentucky that was hit by a tornado, and they were trying to rebuild the whole community that had lost their housing due to the tornado. It was kind of neat to see that. And I know the year before that, it went to Joliet, where it was being used with Habitat for Humanity in Joliet. Where are some of the other places that you remember the houses going?
We've had another one up north in Illinois. Our most have gone to Indiana. We've had 4 Indiana, 2 to Louisiana, West Virginia, Kentucky, Georgia. So, and sometimes we don't even know. We get the details later because we're kind of like just one small section, and we're not involved in the actual organizing of the project and with the family. So we may find out, the day of where our house is going at the last minute. So as long as transportation's taken care of, that's not something we do. So sometimes we find out about the family ahead of time. Sometimes we don't find out.
So this is organized by the church, but also it's in partnership with Crossroads Ministries. Right. What can you share with us about Crossroads Ministries?
Crossroads is a very large mission-based organization. They, I don't know when they originally started, but they they build orphanages, they work with communities, they do ministry education. They have started in Mexico, then they branched out to the Appalachias, New Orleans, Kentucky, and Help Build Hope is who we directly work with on our build. We're the first section of that. Help Build Hope is the organization under Crossroads Mission. They develop Help Build Hope for the sole purpose of building homes. So the group that comes up with us and the leader that comes up with us to teach us, sometimes it'll be one person, sometimes it's a couple or whatever, and they would be the ones that they actually oversee the build at our church. They also then are affiliated with Habitat for Humanities or Fuller Center in the town, in where this house is going to go, because then once it leaves us, somebody has to put it together and do the plumbing and the electricity. So then those organizations then carry on through that. And last year we got to go to see the house in Joliet,
Yeah.
and be at the dedication and see all the rest of the people that worked on all those other parts of the house. So that was neat.
Yeah, I remember being there as well, and it was a single mom who was a veteran, who received it. I remember her sharing about how she was just so excited because her daughter was finally going to have a garage where she could keep her bike.
Yeah.
And it would just made the world of difference for her.
Yeah.
And so share with me, what are the expectations that you're aware of the people receiving the homes? Because they don't just get a home dropped off for them and it's like, hey, this is yours.
Yeah. I don't know a lot. They have an application system where, they have to first be able to, financially, because it's not a gift, they do have, as far as I know, a mortgage, and all different levels depending on, sometimes they can get the property through the city as back taxes, property that's so very inexpensive, but they do have financial responsibilities to pay, and they have to have so many hours of sweat equity. So they will be working on their own homes throughout the time whenever they are, but they do have a certain amount that they have to do. So that's why when we say write inspirational things or drawings on it, the family will see exactly while they're there doing their hours. They'll see that as the home goes up. Unfortunately, most of it then gets covered up with OSB and drywall, but they will get to experience it.
That's neat. So, I mean, it's not a handout. It's not a free gift. It's really just a way of helping somebody that might be in a place of need. So, I know from the church that we support it by purchasing the lumber and then getting everything together. Of course, lumber costs are not going down, but we're still really excited about participating and being part of it in that way. So, yeah, I guess one of the questions that's I want to kind of ask you is, you've been involved with it for so many years. What are some of the stories, or what's a story that really stands out to you about the Big Build?
The stories are always having to do with the word flexible. We always start off with mission trips. You have to be flexible. Our first, how we first got involved, how we knew about it, was through Peace Memorial in Palos Park. They did a build, and I think it was their first build, and they tried to do 3 homes, and they opened it up to the whole community. So they had people from all over doing it. And that build started in the rain and finished in the rain. So all day long, rain or shine, our team was there with lots of other people building. And that's how the builds always are, because it's like rain or shine. So we have had beautiful weather, hot weather, cold weather. We've had 2 rains, and one that speaks out to everybody is since our parking lot's got a little slant, we literally had water lapping at our ankles. We had so much rain, and it rained all day long, and everybody were troopers. They stayed, they built, and we did our home.
Well, I remember that one. It didn't matter if you were wearing a poncho or anything. You were saturated by the end.
People put up canopies, and it didn't matter.
And people were still happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty neat to see.
Yeah, that was the most memorable, I think, for us.
Yeah. I think about it because I take my kids, and they looked forward to it every year. Whether, Adam, I think, was 5 years old the first year that he came to participate, and he just, loved writing and drawing pictures and those inspirational things. And now to see him, wielding a hammer and hitting something and being all happy about it. Our daughter gets into it every year.
She's good at it.
That's one of the highlights of her fall. And I know that we've had even members of the congregation that are affiliated with a business. They've had their business come out, right?
XL last year did, and they were hoping that they're going to really participate this year. But because you can do these builds, not just churches, but they do them for colleges, Marist High School. They do it for private businesses, but that is you have a good expense at it. I think ours basically run around $8,000, but we have a lot of donations. We have people donate our food. They donate. One gentleman donates our nails, but it's per house. It's not inexpensive. It is, and our mission committee wonderfully helps us now.
Yeah,
so that's great.
I think it's really a key piece of the identity of the church is contributing in mission to that way, and it really warms the heart when you, especially the house in Joliet that's so close that we were able to see get put together. It really made a profound impact, and it was nice to look at something and be like, hey, I had a hand in that, or that was
whatever
something that I did.
The smallest thing, whether you stood on the wall, you did something.
Yeah, even just holding it up so that it's level, because the parking lot might not be level at the spot that you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, so when is this year's big build?
This year we start cutting on September 13th, Friday. The build is actually on Saturday, and then Sunday we do our dedication and tear down. So 13th, 14th, 15th.
Great. And so it's coming up soon in September. If somebody's interested or wants to know more information or get involved in some way, whether that's showing up the day of or assisting in another manner, they can call the church office. That's the best way, and then we can get them connected to you, and if they want to get on a team, get them connected to one of the team leaders. And I know the church's number is 708-448-4170. But it's just a big highlight of the year. I always like to highlight good things going on in Palos. I've been very hesitant about doing that, about, hey, this is the church, because it's not meant to promote that, but this is just such a cool, neat community thing that really makes an impact. And I think it's amazing that we're a part of it, and I hope that invites other people to be a part as well.
Somebody else could do it, yeah.
Yeah. So any closing thoughts? Anything you want to share, Linda?
I'm just hoping for good weather.
Hoping for good weather.
No rain.
Yeah.
We could do cold and wind, and hot, but rain, it can be annoying, but we're just hoping for good weather.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing about the big build. I really appreciate it, and I hope that it's something that you consider being a part of, and if nothing else, it's something that that's really good that's going on in the Palos community to make a profound impact. So until next time, God bless.